Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be giving you my Sagittarius September 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as September goes, the Sun will be in Virgo from the 1st until the 23rd. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this point in time. There could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on one's career, reputation, public image, notoriety, exposure, the dominant parent, which is often the father, status, recognition, stature in life, social status, in authority figures, and even attaining authority, position of authority. Now, given that this is Virgo energy, this may be done in a very systematic, methodical, even perfunctory manner, done with a lot of hard work and industry, being very punctilious with details. But yet it can also give some worrisome energy at the same time, but a lot of premeditative energy, given that this is an earth sign. And also too, some cases this might shine a light, so to speak, on perhaps a rather judgmental, critical, even pedantic, dominant parent, which is often the father, or even an authority figure at this time. There might be a strong focus on Virgo type career interests, such as being like a doing some with data analyst, something with analytics and general statistics, computer programming, which of course very detail oriented, or again data entry, doing something with health, hygiene, nutrition. Anyway, next thing up, as far as September goes, the Sun will be in Libra from the 23rd until the 30th, so the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now at this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on friends, acquaintances, goals, aspirations, stepchildren, even if applicable, groups, clubs, organizations, one's future, social networking, social media. And given meaning, and sometimes it can be about money obtained from business if you are in one. Now, given that this is Libra energy, this might be done with a lot of balance, very equitable energy, a lot of peace, tact, diplomacy, and especially in interactions with friends, acquaintances, and people you know in groups, clubs, organizations. Also done with a lot of persuasive energy, perhaps as well. And given that this is in, and also there could be a strong focus on intellectual sociability and bouncing ideas, all friends, all acquaintances, people you know in groups, and also people you know through social media, social networking. Now, in some cases, this could shine a light, so to speak, on perhaps a friend or acquaintance that might be exhibiting some kind of superficial charm, or one that you think is overly peace-loving, and somebody that might be ambivalent and very indecisive, but it could also put a strong focus on some kind of Libra goal or aspiration, such as doing something with art, with beauty, decoration, something connected with the law, such as aspiring to be a paralegal, an attorney, a bailiff, or a judge, even, or something with negotiation, arbitration. Next thing up, there will be a full moon in Pisces on September 13th, so the 4th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, in some cases, when you're talking about full moon astrology, it could be about the completion or culmination of something. It could be the ending of doing something Pisces related out of the home. It could be doing something with the metaphysical, which includes astrology, or maybe a completion of a project in connection with that. It could be the end of something with photography or chemistry that maybe you might have had some interest in out of the home, or something you were close, it might have been something you were close to home with. Now, in some cases, sadly, this could be about an ending with maybe a family member or someone you're close to home with, the less dominant parent, which is often the mother. It could be a Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Pisces characteristics. It could also be a time where you become tired, exasperated, or full, so to speak. of somebody that it could be an indolent, lethargic, apathetic, lackadaisical, ambivalent, indecisive, even nebulous home, a family member, someone you're close to home with. It could be a person, it could be something too, where in some cases, I mean, full moons could be about revelations and unveilings as well. This could be about a revelation or unveiling, perhaps something that you find really, it might be something very confusing, or something connected with your roots or your ancestry that you find where it's really where it's something that might be just maybe somewhat mysterious, maybe something enigmatic, or it could be maybe there was something Pisces related in connection with your roots and ancestry that you didn't know, or something that could be drug or alcohol related, anything that could be Pisces related, or it could be where it's some kind of deception or duplicity is finally maybe unveiled in connection with those roots or ancestry at this time. And it could also be a time where maybe you're become tired yourself, or exasperated yourself, or maybe being overly ambivalent and overly confused about, or being or having your end of latter part of life being somewhat nebulous or unclear. So anyway, next thing up. There will be a new moon in Libra on September 28th, so the 11th house as well will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, in some cases, this could be about the beginning of a Libra goal or aspiration. It could be something connected with arbitration, negotiation, or something with art, such as drawing, painting, or sculpting, something with the law, such as um, aspiring to be a court reporter, an attorney, a paralegal, a judge, or a bailiff. It could even be a time too where it could be the beginning process of some kind of reconciliation or negotiation or compromise with a friend, with an acquaintance, somebody you know at some group, club, or organization, or the beginning of intellectual sociability and just being sociable in general, more so in connection with social media, social networking with your friends, getting more interaction with some group, club, or organization, and also something to having really having some balance and with your friends, with your acquaintances at this point in time. It could also be the start in some cases about really looking at, I mean, the 11th house is connected with one's future. So this could be a time where you might begin to start to balance things out in terms of what you want in your future at this time. And really, Libra energy could be very persuasive as well. And it could be about really, you might find this might be a time where you feel like you need to be more persuasive, perhaps with friends, with acquaintances, even if it's a little bit, comes across a little bit more pushy over some matter that maybe you hadn't been so previously. It could also be a time too where it might be a time where you might embark on a new relationship with somebody from the 11th house. It could be somebody you meet at some club, or it could be a friendship that escalates into something further at this time, or somebody you even meet through social media and social networking. So anyway, next thing up. Well, Mercury will be in Virgo as far as September goes, from the 1st until the 14th, so the 10th house as well will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, in some cases, this could be about a time where um, your mind is very systematic and methodical as far as career plans are. It could also be a time, unfortunately, where there could be a lot of judgmental and critical communication with the dominant parent, which is often the father, authority figures. It could be people prominent in your career, but also a time too where your mind, you might be more mentally you might be more impatient with those that aren't thinking as quickly as you, that are 10th house related at this time. Also be a time too where, I mean, again, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Virgo traits that might figure more prominently one's career status, recognition, social status, um, in matters connected with the reputation and public image. Hold on a moment, people. And whether they're beneficial or more to your detriment, a lot of this could be predicated and dependent on aspects that makes the points in the chart. If let's say if this transit's making sextile or trine to your natal Jupiter, they might be very auspicious as far as 10th house matters go. But let's say it makes an adverse aspect to your natal Saturn that could actually be causing more sorrow and maybe even some loss in those matters might be more to your detriment than they are positive or beneficial. Well, next thing up, Mercury will be in Libra as far as September goes from the 14th until the 30th. So the 11th house is what we emphasize and highlighted. So at this time, well, you might find yourself having a lot of balanced thinking regarding your goals and your aspirations, and really could be a time too where you're communicating with a lot of charm and a lot of tact and diplomacy with friends, with acquaintances, people you know in groups, clubs, and organizations, and about being more intellectually sociable with 11th house people and bouncing ideas off these people as well. And it could also be a time too where you might be a little bit ambivalent, decisive, weighing a lot of pros and cons in terms of what you want to do for your future. It might be matters pertaining to friends and which ones you may want to retain or which ones you want to discard. So those are some ways that may manifest. And again, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Libra characteristics that might figure more prominently in your future, your goals, your aspirations. It could even be playing maybe some role, maybe in money that you're getting from some business at this time. If you are involved in one, and also could or maybe even matters with your stepchildren as well, if applicable. So anyway, well, last but not least, Venus will be in Virgo as far as September goes from the 1st until the 14th. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, one way this may manifest, this could be about a lot of really spending very frugally, perhaps on trying to attain greater notoriety, recognition, whether it's promoting yourself somehow or a business or what have you. It could also be at this time as well. It could be a time if you're unattached at this time, Sagittarius. You may connect with a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Virgo traits that might be prominent. It could be somebody prominent in your career or might help you achieve greater status and recognition. Might even be an authority figure or some business person at this time. Could also be a time too where you value a lot of punctuality, dependability, reliability, precision, punctuality in career-related matters and matters connected with the dominant parent, which is often the father. It could be with people that are authority figures at this time, business people that you're conducting some kind of business with. And really too, could also be a time where you might be making money doing something Virgo related that is connected, of course, with your career. It could be something with extrapolating data, projecting stats and numbers, something with could be something with that requires a lot of being punctilious with details such as data entry, computer programming, something in a health field. Could be some kind of health, nutrition, diet position, or something with health and fitness, such as being like one of those I guess they're like fitness instructors or what have you. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Sagittarius September 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Sagittarius September 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you. Make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.